Good morning, students. Today we will see the experiment number 4. The experiment number 4 is single phase semi and full converter with R and RL load. So in this semi converter, the UJT triggering circuit is also used. So we can have maybe a both practicals on a single key, that is the single phase semi as well as full converter for R and RL load, and in the same circuit, because if converter is there, it means it required a triggering circuit. So in this particular kit, the UJT triggering circuit is used to trigger the SCR. Okay, so that we will see. To study the operation of single phase half controlled converter, that is a semi converter, using R and RL load, and to observe the output of waveforms. Okay, then it requires maybe a kit for semi and full converter. So same kit is used for both operations. There will be some arrangements so that we can use the same kit for semi as well as full converter. Then CRO and connecting wires. Even multimeter is also required to measure the output voltage. Then to study the various types of controlled converter, already we have seen the different type of converters in unit number 3. Then different circuit configuration depend upon the number of SCR, number of diodes. If you are using only SCR, it is called fully controlled. If you are using diodes plus SCR, it is called as a semi converter or a half control. Right? So that already we have seen. Then observe the different waveforms, output voltage waveform, current waveform, the voltage across SCR, and so on. And understand the advantages and disadvantages of this semi converter and full converter. So this is the circuit diagram. Now in this circuit diagram, again for simplicity, the triggering circuit is not shown. Okay, the triggering circuit is not shown. Only the converter circuit. Now this converter is a semi converter. It has again two types, symmetrical and asymmetrical. This is one of the asymmetrical semi converter. So two SCRs are used, right? This is one SCR and this is another SCR. Two SCRs and two diodes, right? So this is called as a semi converter, or you can say half controlled converter. Okay. Then freewheeling diode is also connected. So the same circuit you can use for R as well as for RL load, right? But during R load, there is a no work of this freewheeling diode. But at the time of uh, RL load, that time this freewheeling diode is play an important. So this is the circuit diagram. Okay. Now the output waveforms. This is actually an input waveform, right? Then the output waveform V0 depends upon your triggering pulses. So the working in which during a positive half cycle, if I consider a positive half cycle, then the terminal A, this is the notations I have given here, notation A and B, right? A is a positive with respect to B. If A is positive with respect to B, it means that the thyristor T1 is in forward bias condition. At the same time, diode D2 is also in a forward bias condition because B is negative. So thyristor T2 in the reverse bias condition, and but T diode D2 is in a forward bias condition. So your current flows from A, then thyristor T1, then RL, then back to the diode, and then P, right? So you will get a positive half cycle, and it is depends upon the number of firing angle, whatever firing angle is given, right? So this is the working of this circuit during positive half cycle. During a negative half cycle, the terminal called A and B. Again, I'll write the terminal A and B. So during negative half cycle of an input, A is negative with respect to B. If A is negative, then the thyristor T1 is in reverse bias condition, right? As well as diode D2 is also in reverse bias condition because the B is positive. So positive applied to the anode of D2, so diode D2 is also turns off. So T1 and T2 turns off. It is called natural commutation. due to the reverse supply, T1 and T1 both turns off. So it is called natural commutation, right? Now the current flows because of this B positive thyristor T1 is forward bias, and due to the A negative diode D2 is also forward bias. So your current flows from B, then thyristor T2, then RC, the current direction is again same, then back to the D1, so the D2, and then to the A minus, right? So again, you will get the same output. That is again depends upon the triggering pulse or maybe alpha. Okay, so you will get a waveform like this one that is shown here, this waveform. Okay, right? Or you can see this one actually. Positive half cycle. That time the thyristor T1 and T1 on. This is negative half cycle input. That time T2 and T2 turns on. Again T1, T1, again T2, D2, and so on. And these are the voltage across SCR and diode when they are in a off state, right? So this is about the working of this circuit. Procedure is very simple. Make the connections as per the circuit diagram. Now in this particular key, we have maybe a both arrangement, that is semi-converter as well as full converter or fully controlled and half controlled. So on the same key, 4 SCRs are there and 2 diodes are connected. So we have to connect the proper connection so that we can use semi as well as fully controlled converter. Connect the CRO and voltmeter across the load. Keep the potentiometer at the minimum position. This is the triggering pulse adjustment potentiometer. Switch on the step down AC source. Then check the gate pulses G1 with respect to K1, G2 with respect to K2 for semi-converter, and G1, G2, G3, G4 with respect to K1, K2, K3, K4 for fully controlled converter. Then observe the waveform on the CRO and note down the triggering angle alpha. You have to first find out the alpha by using the output waveform on the CRO. Note down the corresponding reading of voltmeter. Also note the value of maximum amplitude Vm for the waveform. Set the potentiometer at different position. It means you are changing the value of alpha. Follow the step given in a 6 for every position, and then tabulate the reading in observation column. Repeat the steps for RL load. This is the for R load with a semi-converter. The same step you have to repeat for fully controlled for R, then fully controlled for RL, and so on. So same procedure you can use. Then firing angle, if your firing angle is 36 initially, then output voltage, measure time period, then second, then and so on. So measure, take at least 4 to 5 readings so that you will get maybe a proper observation taken. And then conclusion by your in own words. So this is about the theoretical part of this practical. Now we will see the actual working of this semi-converter and full converter on our kit. So we will go for the kit. Thank you.
Good morning, students. Dear student, this is a setup for power electronics and application, practical number 4, single phase fully controlled bridge converter. In this particular setup, we have a kit for single phase fully controlled bridge converter. Focus kya hota tha? Fully single phase fully controlled bridge converter. This is our load, resistive load. We are using here a lamp, 24 volt lamp, CRO and multimeter. Okay. So in this particular kit, if you see, this is a diagram given for gate triggering circuit. So internally gate triggering is directly connected to the gate G1, gate G3, gate G2 and gate G4, right? Same kit we can perform single phase fully controlled as well as semi controlled, or maybe called as a semi converter. So if you are using one SCR and one diode, it is called as a semi converter. And if you are using all 4 SCRs, it is called as a single phase fully controlled converter. Now these connections are already connected, so it is in fully controlled converter. So these wires we connect here so that the anode of this SCR with cathode of this SCR may be connected. Similarly this one. Then we are using here multimeter to measure the load voltage as well as CRO to see the output waveforms on a CRT screen. So this is a configuration which is already connected. Now we will start to perform the practical. Okay. See, this is a potentiometer which is given here to control the gate angle, basically firing angle, right? So as we change the firing angle, the output load voltage changes. Now firing angle means when we trigger the SCR, right? We can control the triggering angle of SCR. This is a control rectifier. Already you might learn in first year or second year, that is uncontrolled rectifier, right? It is a bridge rectifier or maybe a full rectifier, then half rectifier, etc. This is also similar, but we are using here SCR. So SCR is a control device. So by using this control device, we can control the power delivered to the load. In uncontrolled rectifiers, we cannot control the power. Once your diode turns on, the whole power delivered to the load. But here, we can control the turn on and turn on time of SCR so that the power delivered to the load also controlled, right? So initially, we connected our CRO and CRO okay, so this is an potentiometer which is given here to control the firing angle. If you see the output waveforms on CRO, you will get a complete half cycle. Little bit off time is shown here because ideally it is very difficult to achieve the zero firing angle. So there is a small firing angle, but we consider it as a zero. So you will get a complete half cycle as a rectifier output, right? Now, if you increase the firing angle, in this is condition called as a zero firing angle. Now if you increase the firing angle, at the same time you will see this lamp intensity is more and the voltage on this multimeter is 133.9 volt. This is a DC voltage, right? As you increase the firing angle, what happens? Now you will increase the firing angle by 36 degree, okay? By 36 degree, one division, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 divisions are there. So 5 division, it means 5 into 1. 5 into 2, it means 10 millisecond. So 1 millisecond, one division is for 36 degree. Okay. So 36 degree is a firing angle. That time you will see the output waveform and load voltage is decreasing. That is 121.8 volt. If I increase the firing angle to the 72 degree, it means two divisions off and 3 divisions on. See, 2 division off, it's a 72 degree firing angle and conduction angle is of 108 degree. That is the 3 divisions. So that time if you see the voltage is 94.2 volt. So as we increase the firing angle, the load voltage decreases. Further, if we increase the firing angle for 3 divisions, then see the load voltage again decreasing and see the waveform. So as we increase the firing angle, the load voltage decreases. That is the controlled voltage. It means that we can control the firing angle and according to that we can control the power delivered to the load. The intensity of lamp is very less at this firing angle. If you increase the firing angle, you will see the intensity of a lamp increases. It means that more power delivered to the load, and if I increase the firing angle, power delivered to the load is controlled, right? So this is about the experiment number 4, that is single phase controlled bridge converter. Thank you.